Hello, music lovers. I'm Jay, and for years, there's been a movie that's been in my mind that I couldn't really remember. I remember the characters being dull, I remember the plot being boring, and I remember having one song that was so catchy you would confuse it for something out of the Care Bears. That movie, of course, is The Princess and the Frog. This 1991 Hungarian movie made its way to the United States in 1994 with a $10 million budget, but only raking in about $2.1 million. It's considered one of the biggest flops of the 90s, and half of that is because it was released around the same time as another big name movie held by a big name company. Maybe you've heard of it, Disney's Lion King. All these years later, I wanted to look back and see if everyone is right or if I could find my own magic. So let's find out. This is Princess and the Goblin. Unfortunately, I can't find a high resolution copy of this movie. So the movie starts off with a strange segment as well as bad visuals, where a woman appears in a costume for a character we haven't even seen yet.
Hello, I'm Princess Irene's great-great-grandmother.
I remember these. It's like one of those 1-800 numbers you call back in the early 90s to talk to Santa or the Easter Bunny, and they would talk as slow as humanly possible to keep charging you more money. Apparently, this was only released with the VHS release. As to why, I can't really say. Maybe they're trying to rake in the last little bit of money they can. So after that bit of weirdness, we open to a no-name kingdom with a no-name king narrating.
Everything was quiet that day in the kingdom. The air hung heavy and damp around the castle.
This is Princess Irene, who's played by Sally Ann Marsh. She's accompanied by her cat, Turnip. That's the dumbest name since Doofus the dog. As she's chased by a bunch of creatures from Magic the Gathering. In all actuality, the creatures in this have very creative designs. And the animation has a very 1980s Hobbit look. As it looks like all hope is lost, we hear someone singing in the darkness. The melody's nice, but the lyrics are simple and not all that thought-provoking. So the creatures ran away, and we meet Curdie, who's played by Peter Murray and sung by Paul Keating. And if you don't know those names, I don't blame you. The only thing I could find on these guys is that this was the only movie they ever did.
There's one thing they can't stand. It's a song. They hate music.
But why? Why don't they like singing?
You're from the castle, right?
Yes.
And you don't know the way back.
No.
Typical.
Curdie is my favorite character. I'll get into why that is in a little bit, but he's easily the best character in the movie. And the next morning, Irene wants to play, but finds a trapdoor that's hidden for some reason. Maybe it's to get into a better movie. So Irene follows it to find someone who claims to be her great-great-grandmother.
Who's that? She looks so strange.
But I'm your great-great-grandmother.
But you must be terribly old.
Oh, yes. Older than you can imagine.
Yes, she was the first student at Hogwarts. While that's going on, I'd like to talk about the obnoxious filler. And I'm not even kidding. You could bring half of this down to a solid hour and miss absolutely nothing. And you don't even need to do that. You could use that time to explain stuff a little bit more. Why was the grandmother there? Why hadn't Irene ever seen her before? How come no one else sees her? Why don't the goblins like singing? Does it hurt them? None of this is ever explained. We find out that they gave Irene's mother the old Disney treatment.
Poor girl. What with a mother dead.
So Curdie tells his father about what happened and almost immediately falls into a crate of rocks that honestly should have killed him as we get the first look at the goblins. Remember how I said the designs were very creative? Well, that stops now when it comes to these ugly things. They look like the bullies from Dinosaur 3 if they lived solely on meth. Just as he's about to be found, he's saved by the bell, or horn, for a goblin mean and decides to follow them. This is where we see the king and queen, who are the most annoying royal family since the Troll in Central Park. When we are introduced to Prince Froglet, he's played by Rick Mayall of Drop Dead Fame, and apparently he was asked to audition for Timon or Zazu in The Lion King, but I couldn't find anything to substantiate that.
We should move above ground, take them all prisoner, and bring them underground with us!
Curdie escapes just as the king comes back to put the castle on alert, even putting Tom and Jerry on duty. But trouble is on its way as the goblin creatures go after the princess. She makes it out, though how did the cat and mouse follow her in when they were holding the goblin cat? Irene goes to see her grandmother.
My poor girl, you're hurt.
Yes, a strange creature came into the castle and clawed my hand.
Which we didn't see. Oops. Irene gets warmed up while we enjoy some of the best fire animations since Narnia. Curdie decides to go into the caves himself.
He doesn't know his way around down there. I'll have to go.
Why is Irene the title character again? Curdie is really the best character. He doesn't sit around and wait for someone else to fix the problems. He at least goes and attempts to do something about it himself. Not to say Irene does nothing. She does go out on her own eventually, but for the most part, everything she does is reactionary. Versus Curdie, who is constantly moving, constantly trying to figure out the goblins' plans, and constantly doing something. He makes it to their underground village, which does look cool, but we don't see a whole lot of it. Don't you want to know who these goblins were? Wouldn't it be more interesting to know what they did to have their faces carved in stone? Are they the former kings? Aren't you cautious how they picked the ruling class, for that matter? Well, anyway, Curdie stumbles into overhearing the plan.
So I shall keep her here underground until her head grows to stone and her skin grows like a wrinkled prune.
He slips on a banana peel and we see that the movie is not only 90s but has great 90s dialogue.
Outrageous! Oh, outrageous!
Meanwhile, a creepy grandmother looks at Irene with godless eyes. Man, she looks like the Barbie if it was possessed by Pazuzu. Irene wakes up and tells the 2-year-olds in the audience the clear message of the movie.
Grandmother meant we've got to follow the thread. But I've got to go.
She leaves the castle but seems to be followed.
Oh, Turnip, it's you! Thought you'd run away.
I love the look Turnip gives, as if to say, "Bitch, are you serious?" She follows the thread with eyes that are quite frankly trying to rip out my soul as she comes to a creek, but she slips into the extreme.
A 1260 at the X Games.
She walks until she gets to a pile of rocks. Time to cry, I guess. Maybe I can cry my way out. We overhear the Queen and Froglet talk when we hear something that is different meaning now than it was when we were kids.
All right, then. Please yourself.
No, please. Turnip accidentally drops some rocks, proving even her cat is better than her as she hears a familiar voice.
It's that boy!
Hey, it's Curdie. They managed to free him just to walk right back in there. Wait, why the hell would they do that?
I've got the thread.
We do get some cool 90s fake out when they stumble into the royal bedroom.
The royal bedroom.
They are found, of course. As they manage to escape by way of Rainbow Road, they return to the castle to find there is no grandmother.
I don't see any grandmother.
So, a lot of the underlying story surrounding the grandmother is based on belief, and I'm glad that they show both sides of it. I would give this movie credit if that's at least the route they were trying to take. Maybe she's the only one who believes, and as such, she's the only one that can actually see the threat. Instead, she's real, and we have to pretend the game isn't rigged. We aren't having a 10-minute wait to get through it. No, that time is used to show how incompetent the guards are, as Curdie seems to get hurt.
It's not my fault.
How can we see in the dark? Could have been one of those creatures.
Yeah.
Well, we can't help him, might as well eat him. Goody goody. Irene decides to act like the spoiled brat that she is to get her father to double the guard. While the goblins are preparing to go to war, the palace is prepared to go to the barrels.
I know where there's some more.
Irene comes to heal Curdy, and he goes up to help.
The guard room! Ugh, I'll need this. I just pray they haven't reached the princess.
Yes, leave all the armor and go just for the sword. You won't need any of that against goblins. What are you doing? He helps beat up the goblins back just as the queen has him cornered.
Come a bit closer. Just a bit closer.
We see the only badass design in the whole movie going to Curdy, because of course he is, as the queen is defeated and threatens us with a terrible sequel.
Goodbye, Sun People. But we haven't finished with you yet.
Oh god, please no. The kingdom is saved, but the princess seems to be missing.
Can't find Princess Irene. She's not in her room.
Find her, my boy.
Shouldn't that be your job? You're her father, shouldn't you go after her? Nope, just send the boy who you don't know, who quite frankly has saved your ass too many times to count, on this very dangerous quest. The goblins decide to flood the mines.
The water! The wall better hold!
That we didn't see getting built. Again, oops. Curdy does manage to find the princess being held captive by Froglip, though.
You've come one step nearer, or I'll wring her neck.
Don't you mean, and I'll wring her neck, not or I'll wring her neck? But at this point, I really don't think they care. They are flooded out, and we need a last-minute climax, so let's add a waterfall. Froglip is defeated, and everyone sings the only song these people apparently have ever heard. And I will say, Curdy and Irene singing does have a nice harmony, as we lead to a mediocre ending.
I never saw Irene's great-great-grandmother, but I knew she was there, watching over all of us.
I can tell some people did try and make it work in the US. I just think it was a bad product to do so. The flaws I mentioned are fair criticisms. I did remember after all these years, and I do see why. If for no other reason than the one song that eminently I do like. I don't know if you like 1980s looking animation and you can see past the flaws. I'd say go for it, at least for one viewing. But as for me, I'll find my own magic somewhere else. And guys, that's it for me. If you like this, please leave a like down below. Comment down below, let me know what you guys want me to do. And hey, if you like what I do here, if you want to be part of this community, if you want to vibe, please consider subscribing, as every little bit does help grow the community. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.